I'm just going live on YouTube. That way, if you're ever out and about and you don't feel like doing Zoom, you can also do that. But then YouTube records them. So if you can't do it at that time, you just go back later and they're under the live tab. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. We're just waiting. We got a couple people joining here. Still have a couple people, at least one more person coming to the office, but I am going to get started. Welcome to the morning grind. We are, just so everybody knows, we are live on YouTube as well. And one of the reasons I go live on YouTube is YouTube records it. So if you miss part of a training or all of a training, you have an appointment or you have something else and you can't be there, but you wanted to catch it, you can go into my YouTube and just go to the live videos and they're all there. So we just started doing this a couple of weeks ago. Of course, all my other my short training videos are all on there. There's, I don't know, 250, 300 videos that you can watch from that. The weekly focus is on there. So I know you get the email every Monday or Sunday. I usually send it out. But the weekly focus is on there too. It's at America's Gurus. 2 S's in that, America's Gurus. That is my real estate coaching YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe to that and go there. Again, use it as a reference, use it to hear a training again. Maybe there was something in the training and you were taking notes and you missed something. You can always go there and fast forward right to that spot. It's a really good place to be. So as we're getting started, let me go through some of the things that we have going on. So I want to go through that, and then I want to talk to you a little bit about the other stuff. Then we're gonna go right into your week and holding you accountable and all those things. So first of all, what's coming up? Monday is Veterans Day. So Monday we will not have any classes, as you can imagine. I will be here in the morning, so if you need to meet with me in person, I'll be here. But I'll be around all day. I'm going to a ceremony in the afternoon, but it's probably only an hour. So that's Monday. Tuesday is a roundup day. So Renuka, especially, this may, if you can be around, we're going to be in Lutz at Elevate Coffee Shop, and we will be doing our trainings from there. Of course, if you are unable to be there and still want to attend, we are always on Zoom for that. So that will be Script Mastery followed by Prospecting Power Hour plus anything that you guys need, because again, we'll be in person. So that's Elevate Coffee Shop. It's right off of 54 in Lutz. And like I say, this is geared for our group that's over that way. I know I talked to Brian Baker, told him about it last night. So, and Renuka, you're over there, and we got a bunch of other agents, Ashley and many others that live over that way.
Oh,
the
awesome.
other thing
Thank
I wanted to
so
say
much
before I move on with the rest of the schedule is we're continuing to get pickup agents in the Brandon South Shore area. So we're probably going to do a roundup there as well. That would probably start either in December or January. So I will get with everybody and talk about what the plan is there. And for that group, just so again, we want, we're here. We're always here for you in our office here, but we want to also come out and meet with you guys where you are. So if you want to do something in person, you don't have to trek a long way. And Chris and I are both committed to that. Okay, let's move to
Can I interrupt you
Wednesday.
for a second?
Wednesday's a great day. So Digital Mastery at 10 o'clock. I'm going to be sharing video ideas. A lot of people, through the years have said, I'd love to make videos. What am I going to make a video about? I'm going to stand in front of the camera and not know what to say. We're going to make it so you have so many ideas and get your creative juices going that you'll be able to just pick up your phone every day, do a selfie video, or do it with your computer, or however you're comfortable doing it, having somebody film you and create videos and have excellent content. That is the way to get followers, guys. I've been preaching YouTube for years. My newer YouTube channels, my Newport Richie page, well, I'll use that one as an example. I had about 15, 20 followers on there up until about a month and a half ago. I now just went over 400. So how did I do that? It's by posting great content and, of course, using hashtags and things like that. And the word's getting out. I'm starting now to work with my America's Gurus one. Notice I tried to get you guys to subscribe. So I'm working on getting that one out. I had 29 people join this week. So again, that one's still a very small page because I had only used it in the past for my realtors. But now I'm trying to branch out from that and whatever, and I'm seeing it grow. So important to get these videos, get the content, and get some growth. I met with Roxanne this morning, one of our agents up in Brooksville, and we were talking for a while about her listing and the videos not going on correctly. But Tina, hi. The video wasn't, going on the on Zillow. And I said, crazy thing now, over 50% of real estate searches, people are starting on YouTube. And, you think about it, like I look at my dad always gives me a hard time about it because I have my videos on there. Well, I saw a video for Safety Harbor. I didn't see your video for Safety Harbor. Okay, Dad. Because I do them just for very local because it's not necessarily what I'm here to help you guys. I'm not here to sell real estate. But in general, if I was just selling real estate, I'd want videos of every one of those towns. But think about, okay, so my parents, right? They're in their 70s. And, they come down here. I mean, I came to the University of Tampa. We started vacationing here, years and years ago, but they don't know the area inside and out to say, this is a town I want to live in or not want to live in. Think about it. A guide on YouTube, but where are they going to go? They're going to go look on YouTube and they're going to be like, oh yeah, that's a great spot to go. So, having the video content, what I've been doing, and it's been really successful, is I'm doing local businesses. And all I did was I went to the bridge in Newport Richey, which is an iconic thing, took like 4 videos of me introducing, we're going to do a restaurant, we're going to do a local business, whatever. I use the same ones every time for the intro. And then I just have pictures of the business. And I'm using ChatGPT to write the reviews. People are like, man, your writing is so amazing. Yeah, right. It's called 5 words in ChatGPT. And I narrate it with the pictures, sync the pictures up to what I'm talking about in the thing. And these videos, the beauty of these videos, like I did one for Molly Malone's, which is a little Irish tavern up in, I guess that's Newport. It is Newport Richey. And they're thanking me and they're sharing it with everybody. And what is everybody seeing? They're seeing me and they're seeing the real estate thing. So this is where people are going to look for real estate. We need to be there. And again, it's when we talk about content, it's not just content about real estate. If you just keep saying, oh, I sell real estate, interest rates are up, interest rates are down, people are going to get bored and they're going to put you out. You need to sprinkle that stuff about 1 in 10 posts, your business stuff. Because if people are interested in other things that they're interested in right now, all of a sudden they remember the business stuff. And so when they need to buy real estate, when they think about somebody, or then somebody says, hey, I'm looking for a realtor. Oh, there's that guy I follow or that girl I follow that does all the business reviews. They're a realtor. They know this area inside and out. The reviews are great. And that's all of a sudden business starts coming your way. And it's a matter of just doing those things. So that's what we're going to do Wednesday, 10 o'clock. 11 o'clock, we're going to go into the recording room. If you want to go record and get going with that, we can. Hang on one second. So there's all those things. That is. Next, we have, so we're going to do that at 10, 11, at noon. This is a huge one. We're having Daryl Davis in here again. If you don't know him, he is a nationally renowned real estate coach. I've been following him and reading his books since I got in this business. A lot of the trainings that that I have written are things I learned from him. He is doing your 3-step business guide to 2025. So that's where we go. That's where we're going with that. Just for you guys that are here, by the way, or online that want to be part of our leads program, not to digress, but Chris just texted me. She's not going to be here in person, but she's going to be here via Zoom. So, yeah, we're going to be, we're going to have that at 10:30. Okay. So please be here if you can, in any chance, be here, because this is going to set the tone for your 2025. We've been doing business planning on Mondays, and again, a lot of the stuff that he teaches, I learned from him a lot of stuff. So we've been doing it. And the following Monday, we're going to actually sit here and write your plans so that when you wake up on January 1st, you know what you're doing for the entire 12 months. More importantly, you know what you're doing today. Hopefully that day you're recovering from a fun night out. But January 2nd, when you get back to work, you know, you're going to be making calls for this amount of time. You're going to be doing this. You're going to be doing that. You know what your theme is going out on social media. If you're doing regular marketing, what's going out, and you'll have it all where it builds on each other. And that's what it's about. So many realtors will start writing their business plan somewhere like, oh, well, it's Christmas week, I'm going to write my business plan. It's too late. Or, oh, it's first week of January, my New Year's resolution, I'm going to get big in real estate this year. Well, guess what? You start talking about it the first week in January, even if you follow through, which nobody follows through on New Year's resolutions, right? You wouldn't be rolling until March or April. Remember, we're always 2 months behind, right? You know, Bettina comes in and she's got 3 checks, and you say to me, wow, Bettina's really busy. You know what I say back? I don't know if she's busy. I know she was busy 2 months ago, but I don't know if I'll find out if she was busy today in December. That's how this business works. And it's the same thing with your planning. Okay. Next thing I want to go over. If you guys aren't friends with me on Facebook, friend me. Although I also share this. More importantly, join our group, Realty One Group Beyond. I sent you an invite, didn't I? Realty One Group Beyond Realtors. I don't know if you joined it though, but I know I sent you an invite. But you can friend me too. Just when you put in Bill Zeltman, don't get my dad, or you'll see him complaining about my video. No, you won't. He mostly will get music stuff. He's a retired music teacher, so both my parents are. No, put in Realty One Group Beyond Realtors, and it's a group. So join that. But I went live this morning. Something I talked about. On Monday I went live, and I usually try to go live when I'm in the convertible. In my truck, I can't, because it's too far to the dash to hold the phone up. But so when I'm in the convertible, I try to go live. I went live again. I went live on Monday, and I talked about consistency, right? I used 2 baseball examples, Pete Rose and Hank Aaron, both guys that never were the best of the best. I mean, Pete Rose won an MVP, but they were guys that were just consistent. Hank Aaron hit 40 home runs, give or take 1 or 2. He never hit 50 in his career. He just always hit 40 consistently for like 18 years or 20 years. Pete Rose, 4,256 hits. It's 21 years. He played 24 years, but 21, you would have to go, if a player came in and hit 200 hits, which, by the way, nobody had 200 hits pretty much in the last 10 years, maybe 1 or 2 people has done it once. He had 200 hits for 21 years to get there. If you went and had joined the major leagues and played 21 years and had 200 hits, you still would be 56 hits behind him. And it wasn't that he went out there. There were better people say, oh, well, Pete Rose isn't the best player in baseball. And he wasn't, but he was consistent year in and year out. And it's important for realtors to share that consistency. What do I do every day? I make calls, I make calls, I make calls, I make calls, right? Not, I made 50 calls today. I called everybody I knew. And then tomorrow I took off. Next day I take off. Oh, wait, I got to go back because I didn't get, No, it's just a matter of doing the easy things and not burning yourself out, but just having the habit of it every day. What I talked about today, build on that. And again, these videos are on my timeline, so you can scroll back and see them. I saved them on there. The second one was today about gambling. I made the joke about Pete Rose. I said, well, if, be like Pete Rose, but don't get thrown out for gambling. I said, well, today I want to take that back, and I want to talk about gambling. Okay. I want you to be a gambler. Now, for you guys who don't know, I'm from Atlantic City, New Jersey. I'm one of the few people don't know this about me. You go to those parties and they say, or you go to a business thing, tell people one thing about you that most people don't know. And I always used to do, I was drafted by a baseball team out of Kansas City Royals out of high school. I don't bother with that one anymore, especially if people are guessing. My one is I lived at a casino. I literally had residency at a casino for about 3 years. My casino had a marina, and right after I got divorced, I was living on my boat, and I did that for about 3 years. Then I moved down here and lived on my boat for 2 years before I am where I am now. But living in a casino, what did I see a lot of? Degenerate gamblers. And what do they all have in common? And I want you to be a degenerate, okay? This is my message for today. Everybody be a degenerate. Why do I want you to be a degenerate? Because that sucker pulling the lever has that inside, the next one's going to hit. Next one's going to make the $1 million progressive slot machine payoff, right? And they keep losing and they keep losing. I said earlier, putting quarters in. I said, I guess I'm showing my age. It's probably dollars now. They're putting their dollars in and they're pulling the lever and they're pulling the lever. And, you know, they all have a system, right? You know, yeah, they all have a system. But the point is, the more you put your dollars in and they keep doing it over and over and over and over and over, they have what's called intermittent reinforcement. What is that? Once in a while, they win, right? And it's good enough to keep that habit and that addiction where they keep pulling the slot machine. Baseball players, they fail 7 out of 10 times. The best ones fail 7 out of 10 times. If you go and fail 7 out of 10 times in baseball, you will make hundreds of millions of dollars and go to the Hall of Fame. 7 out of 10. Real estate's the same way as the gambler and the baseball batter. And here's why. How many people do you have to call to get one appointment? You should know this number.
25 at least.
30. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's about 35 conversations. That doesn't mean 35 dials because they're not going to pick up the phone. 35 conversations. I'm sorry, 30. You got me with the 5. 30 conversations in real estate on average gets you an appointment. You need to be like that degenerate. So when they pull the hand, when you pull that handle or when you press that button and that person says, "Who's this? Why are you calling me? Don't ever call me again. How'd you get my number?" All those people, just like the guy that got 776 and didn't win on the thing, right? What does he do? Blows it off, puts in another dollar, and pulls the lever. You might go 0 for 50, just like ignore it. The intermittent reinforcement, and I promise you, just like a gambler, although the gambler's losing money, you're going to make money. You're going to find situations where you're going to get appointments. As bad as that last call was, the hope is, and the hope always needs to be inside. I called 30 people. Every one of them swore at me, hung up the phone at me, don't ever call me again. You got to keep that eternal hope that that next one's going to be the jackpot, and they will be. The reason people fail in real estate, the reason people fail in any business where they have to go find the business is because they let that negativity and those bad results get at them. Who cares? 50 people just hung up on me. You know what I know? I'm probably going to get 2 in the next 10 because I know about 1 out of 30 and the law of averages work out. So my advice for this Friday, be a degenerate. Keep pulling the slot machine. All right, let's move on. Last thing I forgot about next week. I'll have Chris talk a little bit more about this when she comes on at 10:30. But we're going to have a breakfast and learn here. We got some stuff going on. So we'll have Chris talk about that when she comes on. Like I say, she's starting her training in 8 minutes. So I'm going to turn the floor over to Stacy just to talk about mortgage. I was going to do the headline that I saw what's going on with interest rates and the Fed. And then I saw you pop on. I'm like, good, she's better at that than I am. So go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a call every Friday at 9:30, so I get off that call to go on this one. That's why I was late. Long discussion about the interest rate cuts. They expect there to be 6 rate cuts in the next 18 months. They are saying for all our clients right now, really to float because we anticipate seeing a rate improvement. So that makes my heart happy. They showed a graph of projected mortgage loan opportunities, which of course comes off of sales of homes, projected to go higher in 25 and then 26 and 27. We'll never go to 2021, but it's going to be in the last 22 years, the second or third best year for real estate. A couple of things. One is I can't stress enough about when you find a property of interest to get an insurance quote, because insurance is changing every day, especially after these storms. So I never want a client I don't want to estimate insurance And then 3 weeks into it, find out that I was way under and I have a radical change in payment and or they no longer qualify and they've paid for the home inspection and the appraisal and then you have an upset buyer, you have an upset referral partner. So it's just really important. I have someone if you don't, but I can't stress enough how important a good insurance agent referral or contact is to drive your business.
Let me, oh, by the way, I got an insurance agent here. I totally forgot about that. Bettina's
Oh.
here. You know what? You guys can't see. You guys, I should use my iPad, but here's, yeah.
Awesome. There you go. I
Bettina
just
does
plugged you. You
insurance.
didn't know it.
Yeah. Did you know Bettina from Century 21? I don't know if you guys ever met when you were, yeah.
Yes, I
You
remember the name.
met, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys met. So yeah,
Yeah.
but I have to cut you off real quick. So Mackenzie, Stacy texted me yesterday and said, I'm figuring like $800. Now, I haven't owned a condo or a townhome in nearly 20 years. And the last time I had content insurance, like whatever, for like the same type of thing, it was $79 a year. So the sticker shock, but let's be honest, it was in the 2000s. You know what I mean? It was like 2008 or something like that. So the sticker shock was like, woo, that was the same thing. And we talk about insurance rates. When I left New Jersey, my homeowner's insurance was less than for a 3,000 square foot house was like $200 a year.
Wow.
Of course, I wasn't in a flood zone. I was about 4 miles, about the same as I am now, 4.5 miles from the bay. But it's a different world, and Stacy's absolutely right, because all we think about, right, is the amount of the price and what the interest rate's going to be, how much money they're putting down, and there's your payment. No. It's PITI, right? It's a pity. So if you don't know what that is, that's premium, insurance, taxes, which we think about too, right? I said premium, interest rate, taxes, and insurance. We want to just be in a pit. We don't want to have a pity.
Well,
Right.
don't forget too, if they have homeowners associations, you gotta look at that too.
And HOAs, yeah, of course.
Well, in this one in particular, the HOA was $271 a month. I sent it to the insurance agent. It came back at $2,100, and I'm like, they think I'm crazy saying 800, but he did his research, and what the HOA dues covered was just the grounds. So it's really important when you're looking at townhome and condos to dig deep with the HOA to see what that monthly fee covers, if it has anything to do with the structure. And then on the call just now, something everyone should be really cautious of and aware of. Condos are getting reassessed all of a sudden because of the damage from the hurricanes. So they named 5 different condo communities that have special assessments onto the owners effective very quickly. Like one of them, the girl said it was her friend. They have a special assessment for $48,000 because there's 6 units because the roof got torn. Payments due immediately. Another one said that there is another condo community. It's in Pinellas. Each property owner got an assessment of $340,000. So when you're showing condos to your buyers or listing, really dig deep with the HOA to see if there's a pending assessment coming soon. You were talking about how scary it's going to be. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about it? Yeah. Again, and that's for me, I still deal with that shock too. Being from New Jersey, or as we call it up there, the People's Republic of New Jersey, the condominium associations are required to carry insurance. So there isn't all that stuff. But down here, you're right. Down here's the Wild West with that. One might not, or somewhere in the middle or anything else. So.
Or they didn't cover, they didn't have the right coverage or low enough coverage for the massive storms and damage that's been done. So I'm not saying don't buy a condo or a townhouse. I'm just saying, just be very cognizant and be on top with the HOA on what they cover and if there's assessments. That's all.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Stacy. It's good seeing you. You probably don't want to stay for leads training. So you have a great weekend, and we'll be in touch.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Bye-bye.
All right. What do you got? I'm going to take it easy on you guys today because a couple of reasons. A couple of you that are here haven't set your goals with us yet, although you should still know how many people you're calling. How many people do you call a day? Do you need to call a day to make your real estate goal? Do you remember? 5? You do 25. Yeah. That's fantastic. Most everybody here is like 5'8", whatever. So that's really
Yeah,
fantastic.
But you got, yeah, but I need to do more because I have another goal.
Good. So, and we will set those, like I say, these business planning sessions coming up, we will set those. If you have not, I will get you guys the spreadsheet. I know we need to do that. If you'd like to do the spreadsheet to redo your goals, I really recommend, and this is why your timing's perfect. I do this with every new agent when they come in. But even if they came in like Mackenzie, I don't remember, Mackenzie, were you here September, October? Is it, I don't know what month she started, but it was pretty, my point is, it might have been August, but it was pretty recent. I still had her do those numbers again because get in the habit that every October you do that to plan for your next year, and it puts you in a good place. So you guys are at the perfect time for that. Remind me before we go. I'll actually email you the spreadsheet. You can do it yourself. The only thing you have to do in the spreadsheet, there's three red boxes of numbers. You just need to update those numbers. Really, the 2.5 is a good one. You should leave that. The number I have in there for the average price is what the average median price is in Tampa. Consider where you're going to be and what you're going to be doing and things like that. And then of course the top one is your personal. This is X amount of money that I want to make. All the rest of the numbers point down to two things at the end. Number one, how many people you need to talk to in a day. And number two, how many appointments you need to get in a week. And it goes from there. Good morning, Chris. How are you?
Hey, good morning.
All right. I've got.
Hi, good morning.
And I don't think you met Bettina. So there's Bettina.
Hi, Bettina.
All right. So I'm going to turn the floor right over to you. Do you have a PowerPoint or anything? Or are you just talking?
No, I'm just talking.
Hey, good morning. Oh, wait, hold on. There's
Hey,
Beth.
Beth.
There's Beth. Yeah. Okay. So you don't need to be the admin. Well, you probably already are the admin too, because you signed in on yourself. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I just wanted to run through a seller lead program that we have and kind of what's happening with that at the moment. So anybody who's taking part in the office lead program has access to leads on a continuous flow. Some of those are buyers, some of those are sellers. The way they come about is they go on our website, they indicate if they are, it's not even our website, but one of the platforms we use. And they indicate if they're buying or selling. If they're selling, they may be running and usually do run an automated value verification on the website, and that's how we know that they're thinking about selling. Those leads are being routed as they come in. And anybody who's not already in the office lead program and wants to be, talk to Bill or myself, and we'll get you set up with one training where we go through how it all works. And you need to commit to doing the follow-up on the level that we have established. Now, we are going to have a monthly meeting with anybody who is in the office lead program going forward, probably starting January, just to keep better tabs on what's happening and get feedback and help each other out when it comes to handling those leads and the follow-up. The reason why I
Chris?
wanted, go ahead.
Oh, so I'm sorry, but can I suggest we do that like we're doing this training? Because people are here anyway. It might be a good, and it's a perfect follow through.
Sure.
Up to you. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
let's do it. So what's happening right now due to the hurricanes is we're seeing a lot of sellers pull the trigger on putting their homes on the market. The ones who don't want to deal with the repairs and just want to dump their property, get what they get for it. I was just talking to an agent yesterday whose neighbor was going to list their property. It would be worth 1.3 million if the house was in livable condition. They just want to dump it for 800K and move on with their life. So we're seeing a lot of those. Now, what's relevant when it comes to that is really paying attention to any seller leads in your pipeline and getting in touch with them and getting in front of them, because if they are thinking about selling, there was a little bit of a nudge by Mother Nature to do so right now. Another platform that we use it's called HomeBot. And HomeBot sends out an automated valuation every month, and it can quite often it's pretty off target actually because it's fully automated. But what it does is it gets in front of the homeowner every month, and they're curious to see if their automated value went up or down. And quite often they also click on a button that says, well, I think this seems a little off. Can I get a better evaluation on the value of the home? So what I want to do is anybody who wants to get more seller leads, we're going to go into HomeBot and we're going to look at which seller leads are most active right now, who has clicked on the links, who has looked at their value, and we want to get in touch with them. And the way we want to do that, and consistency with seller leads is key, just like with anything else, is you want to be following the seller blueprint, which is available on the intranet. Bettina, if you don't have access to the intranet yet, which is the Google site, drop me an email or a text and I'll make sure you get access to it because Kathleen's not at the office today. So basically you want to look at the blueprint for seller leads and you want to start following it. You've got 3 ways to contact a seller. The most effective, ironically, is mailers. You want to create a farming program where you target that seller specifically. That seller will not know if you're targeting the entire neighborhood. They're going to assume that you are, but you're not. You're just targeting that one house because you know they're already thinking about selling because they were on that website for a reason. They may have changed their mind and not sell, but they were actually, the thought was in their head. When you normally farm a specific neighborhood, you have no idea if they're thinking of selling. So the benefit of jumping on the seller leads and the HomeBot leads and really following through with a farming program is that you know the idea has been in their head. So we're going to take a look at all the HomeBot leads. We're going to pick out the ones that are most active at the moment, and we're going to distribute those to whoever wants seller leads and who is in the office lead program. So I take it, Beth, you're interested in getting some of those?
Yes.
Okay. So what you want to do then is figure out what your farming program looks like. You don't want to have more than 3 to 4 week intervals in your mailers. I suggest 3 weeks with these leads because they are active. And your first mailer can be a little bit of a teaser. Your second should be very informative, you know, market reports, what's for sale in the neighborhood, what's sold in the neighborhood. And it doesn't need to be all fancy unless you're in a really high price point. So if it's in a high price point, make sure you get high quality materials that you're sending out. I'll help you figure out what you're sending out and when, but look at the blueprint first and foremost to figure out what your intervals are. 3 weeks is a good target, and you're probably going to need about 8 touch points to start really seeing any results. But again, it doesn't need to be fancy. It's the price of a stamp and an envelope to get in touch with these people periodically. Now you can also look them up on Remine and see if their email is registered and their phone number, and if it's not on a do not call registry. And then you can start targeting them with text as well as phone calls too. But start with the mailer, start with the farming.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. You just said Remine?
Yeah, that's
Remine is
available
the-
through Stellar.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I promise you it's not. As of the 5th, it is now $129 a month.
You're
Stellar
joking.
stopped. I am not. They stopped their subscription because when we had Script Mastery here on Tuesday, we kind of got off Script Mastery and we did a bunch of, like, Mackenzie was here. We grabbed all the names and like farming things we could possibly grab and downloaded them because the notice has been on Stellar for the last week or so that they're not paying for it anymore.
Oh, well, we'll find another one that's free and we can use them through the title company as well. The problem is that the phone numbers are not scrubbed in any other system. The only place where they used to be scrubbed is Rema. How much is it?
About 130 a month.
God, they just try to get you everywhere, don't they?
They do, and I think it's, you know, not to get off subject, but Cole's Realty Resource is a better one if you're going to pay that, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, we can get those names for free through any title company we work with. We can use our new preferred one, which is Capital Title. Did I put out an email on Capital Title yet, Bill?
No, but I mentioned that we're having the class on Friday next week, and I was gonna, when you were done, I was gonna ask you to talk about that too, so.
Okay.
Can we do
Um,
that on Friday, next Friday? Can we do that via Zoom too? Cause I'm gonna be out of town.
you can do anything via Zoom, Beth.
Okay, cool. We
And
can
when
do
you're
Zoom, yeah.
doing your farming, you can also throw in some sort of in-person package that you drop off at the house if you feel like they're getting active, or we can see that they're active on the websites and so forth.
Okay.
So Alexis and Bettina, if you guys are interested in the Office Lead program, we'll give you some info on that. Office Leads don't have an upfront cost for the agent. They are a 60-40 split after transaction fees if you close and when you close, and you're going to be closing somewhere between 5 and 12% is typical. You just need to be really diligent at follow-up. I've seen agents completely fail with these leads, and I've seen them succeed. The ones who succeed invariably. Oh, hi, Renuka. Yes, we'll get you onboarded. They follow the blueprint. That's it. It's that simple. Now you're going to
Yeah.
need a certain volume before you start seeing results. So you have to understand that because your percentage is between 5 and 12%, you might have 95 conversations for nothing. And you need to be okay with that. So if you get your first 6 leads and they're all trash, guess what? They fell into the 95. No big deal. Just keep going.
And I can tell you guys, I've been in this business a long time. I've never seen a follow-up plan and program that like this one that Chris put together. It is by far, and like even the professionals that are out there, your Tom Ferry's and all those, hers is way better, way better. Just trust the process and follow it.
I have a
Yep.
question,
And
too.
you're going to see results.
Chris, I have a question.
I can hardly hear you, but shoot away.
Okay. Can you recap the 3 mailers? One is the intro, the other one is the informational market report, and what was the third one?
Market report or something like that, or sold properties in the neighborhood. It kind of depends on the neighborhood to see how much activity there is. But the first one can be a teaser. Like one of my favorite teasers, I just did one for a friend of mine. He has a high-end estate management company. So like the multi-million-dollar owners who don't want to deal with anybody. He takes care of everything, like their landscapers and their repairs and like their staff and whatnot, right? And he was doing a mailer, and I looked at it and we came up with this really clever thing. First of all, remember that the only piece of mail that is opened 100% of the time by any human being who receives it is something that looks like a wedding invitation. Okay. That envelope is going to be opened 100% of the time. So the smart ones, and I've seen a few come into my mailbox too. I always open it out of curiosity, right? If it looks like a wedding invitation, it's getting opened. So I made this template for him, which looks like a wedding invitation, right? It's a black envelope with like a seal, like a wax seal with their logo on it. And what's inside is a card, and on the front side, all it says, and it's like embossed and all pretty, it says, "You're invited." And when you flip it over, it says, "To experience superior estate management services." And then it has a phone number, but it's freaking
Failed
clever.
again.
It's freaking
That's-
clever. So think of something like that. That's a teaser to you, but at least make the envelope look like a wedding invitation. Now I received one. I actually tried calling that agent to give her feedback, but she didn't pick up, nor did she return my call. So she's going to be hugely successful in this industry. Hey,
It's like when
but
you call them,
she-
they don't have voicemail set up.
yeah, oh my God. She was so clever. She had this envelope and it had the seal, right? It had the wax seal on it and it was all pretty. And I think it was handwritten and all that. And I opened it and there was a letter inside and her business card. And the letter was just printed on like trash paper. And it said, the messaging wasn't very good. And it said, that she specialized in high-end luxury homes. Well, guess what? You can't put that messaging on inferior material. It has to be through and through quality. If you're going to be saying I sell multi-million-dollar properties, your crap better look like you do. So you don't put, you don't go and print out something on black and white copy paper. You make the content look the part. Now, if you're targeting $350,000 homes, by all means, put it on normal copy paper and go with volume rather than high end. But if you're going to send out mailers to a community where every house is over $1 million, your material needs to look like $1 million. And it was disappointing because I opened the Clever envelope, right? It looked enough like a wedding invitation. So I opened it. Of course, I knew it was from a realtor, so I opened those just for fun. But what do you say? The video didn't match the audio or whatever. Like they just did not go together. So make sure that you're consistent. And then also something that's clever is to have some sort of gimmick that makes certain that they put together, oh, this is from the same person who sent me that material, right? So every month you want to make sure you're not like wildly changing your visuals and colors and things. Like you want to make sure that it's consistent. You want to make sure your contact information is always in the same spot. You want to make sure that it's stacking in the recipient's brain. Oh, this is the same person who sent me something last month. Oh, this person must be really active in my neighborhood because she sent me something last month too. So you want them to stack. You don't want them to be random pieces of mail pieces where they're like, oh, here's another one. Oh, here's another one, where they don't understand that it's from the same person. Make sense?
Yeah.
I'm going to use what they do at Burn Boot Camp. Make sense? Yes. And then everybody says, yeah. All right. Is everybody clear? Anybody who wants to start getting these seller leads, we're going to start distributing them Monday with Kathleen. We're going to go through HomeBot. And then also you want to look at any seller leads that you've gotten through the other platforms and really kind of make a targeting plan for them that's very consistent and very active at this moment, because now is the time. They're going to start converting. Make sense? Yes?
Yeah.
Makes sense, yes?
Make sense? Yes?
Yes.
All right. Any questions?
So what was the third mailer? We had the intro teaser one, the informational one, and what was the third one?
Oh, so it kind of depends on which area you're targeting. Like sometimes you can, and it really depends on the strategy too. So some people prefer to do something fluffy for the third one. I like to do a neighborhood, either a neighborhood postcard with solds and actives. Anybody who's thinking about selling their home wants to know what's sold and what's actively for sale in the neighborhood, because they're comparing it in their brain to what they're selling. You can also do a zip code market report that you send over, or you can do something community related. Like, for example, some people will throw in a random, like, here's the baseball schedule for whatever, or NFL or whatever sport you want to put. Or some people will even, which I don't agree with this, but some people will put like, here's a map of the local dog parks. Well, it's only relevant if you have a dog. So I don't think that's like the best mailer in the world. But again, something related to the neighborhood that's useful, or just data driven. I am a big proponent for data driven materials, mailers, and emails. Like, I don't want to get emails from a realtor who says, do you want to meet me for coffee? I'm just not that person, because I'm a high D. I appreciate informational emails. So even if what I always did when I was working with buyers was I would send them a property. I would never just send them a random email and ask them how they're doing. I would always bake in something about a property. So even if I couldn't find anything that was even a remote match, I'd find something like, let's say they had a pool was a must-have, right? I just couldn't find anything. I'd either look outside of the area, or I'd look at properties with no pool, and I'd find something I knew they would kind of like that would resonate when I sent it, that, oh, she's getting what we're after. And I would put in the email, hey, saw this property pop up yesterday. Man, if it had a pool, it would be perfect, right? Or something to that effect, which shows them that you're still engaged, you're still working for them. And has to do with real estate. I prefer that approach, but some people just prefer to ask their clients for coffee all the time. That's fine too. It depends on your personality and the client's personality and in terms of what they appreciate. All good? Any other
Yeah.
questions?
What is our CRM? Do we have, is it?
Yeah, I can show it to you. We're gonna go over that in a second anyway.
Okay.
All good?
Yeah, the only other thing was just to talk about next Friday, 10 o'clock.
Next Friday, 10 o'clock, we have Frank the freaking Bank coming over. I have never seen a lender, but oh, shush. Come on. Hey. I'm gonna zap you. I've never seen a lender with such an array of innovative products as Lincoln Lending. So the president of Lincoln Lending is going to be at our office and talk about all these products. This is a training you don't want to miss, because these are conversations that you are going to be able to have with your clients that will help them and will put you in the know and make it seem like you really know your stuff. For example, and this is just one example, they have a buy before you sell program. So you know how many sellers are going to get stuck in the, oh, I need to sell my house first. And there's other companies that offer similar programs, but they're not affordable. They're not worth the money. But Lincoln Lending, because they tie it into the financing that you're going to do in your purchase, they make it a much more affordable and feasible way to go about it, where you can actually buy the home. Your current mortgage is not going to count against you when it comes to DTI, which is an exception. Most lenders will count it against you. You don't have double mortgage payments, and I think you have 6 months to sell the home after you buy. So it's a really, really good program, and that's just one example of the many like crazy innovative products that they have. And if you are able to help your client that's stuck and maybe has worked with other realtors and has been stuck in this loop, and you're like, oh, you should talk to this lender, they have this and this program, and just getting them in touch with them, that puts you a step above everybody else, because you had the knowledge to present solutions to your buyer or seller that they possibly didn't know about. Shush. Sorry, my dog's really annoying. Anything else?
No, have a safe flight.
Thank you.
Have fun. I'll see you Tuesday.
All right. No, Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, Tuesday. Just a reminder. We're in Lutz, Renuka, at the coffee shop, and I know I've got Brian's coming. Brian got
I'm on a
listing last.
plane on Tuesday.
I'll have a cup of coffee for you, even though I don't drink coffee. I'll
Sounds
have a
good.
tea for you. All right. See you
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Anybody else have anything that we want to go over or review before we go?
I just pinged you, Bill. Hope you had a chance to check it. It's about my business cards. If you can pick them up from office.
Oh, I will see if they're up front because Kathleen is out today. I'll look and see because I want to have those and bring them to you. I have Brian's in my trunk too.
All right. Thank you.
All right, let me do that. Let me work on that. Okay, thanks, Renuka.
Thank you.
And by the way, for you guys that want to be in the lead program, I don't know what she was saying. Come to me. Just email her. And just say, hey, can you get me in the leads program? It's chris@rogbeyond.com. Are you in already? Yeah, so go ahead and just let her know. chris@rogbeyond.com. Just say, hey, I'm thanks for the meeting, whatever. I want to join the leads program. She'll get you guys on it and in it. Because I don't have she and Kathleen, that's kind of their baby. I have no idea how you get added to that list. Other than maybe just telling Kathleen, but, and I'm sorry, Kathleen's on I'm not sorry, I'm happy for her. She's on vacation today. That's why she's not here. All right, Mackenzie, any thoughts? I was gonna ask you because we didn't really go into this. What's going on with your dad? Is he thinking about putting an offer in, or what's going on?
No, it was not anything that he expected.
Okay, I sent you the feedback, if you could just tell him that.
Oh, I already submitted the feedback through it.
You're awesome.
It was
by the way-
just. Oh, sorry,
Mhm.
what?
No, I was gonna say, that's a shame because from those pictures, that place looked awesome.
Yeah, it was. He wants something that's like move-in ready, and the ceiling had a bunch of like yellow spots. You could tell they patched up a bunch of it. The carpet upstairs was all ripped up from their dog or something.
Yeah, it's like dating on the internet. They look real good until you meet them in person and it's all over.
Yeah.
God bless iPhones, right? All right. Well, hopefully we'll find something else for them. And now you've got your access, which is awesome. We'll need to put together a training. Maybe, I don't know. We'll get a training together to go over that kind of stuff. Oh no, I don't do that. The MLS does. Make sure you take those MLS trainings and they'll teach you how to do all that.
Okay.
You know, how to use the MLS. You guys already have, if you remember, right? Yeah. So you guys know how to put a listing in, how to look for things. You haven't taken the training?
I took some of the preliminary training.
Okay, we have to take them by a certain time or they'll revoke your access. 60 days.
Oh, the MLS, like Stellar MLS,
Mhm.
not the board, whatever.
No, Stellar MLS. They'll
Okay.
go after you too, the board.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and by the way, Mackenzie and I went down to West Pasco. Totally different. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They sat there, we hung out with them, you know, we went and took over the conference room and Mackenzie made me feel really old because she didn't know what a facsimile was.
That's priceless.
Yeah, so it was all good. We had a good time, but it's a really nice little office and the people in there were very friendly and just totally unlike the corporate crap that's going to get worse now as these two have merged. So I think I'm definitely switching mine at the end of the year. All right. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, Tuesday, again, we're going to be at Elevate Coffee Shop in Lutz. It's on 54 if you'd like to be there. Monday, just a reminder, it is Veterans Day, so we will not have training. I will be here in the morning on Monday if anybody wants to come in. I've got somebody coming in. I have a business meeting, a interview. But outside of that, I will be available by phone, of course, and of course, all weekend. We had two of our agents get listings yesterday. So we are, you know, the market's going. Get on the phones, and get out there and keep talking to people because those appointments are there and ready to go. Have a great
Bill,
weekend, everybody. Yes.
yeah, can you please send me the link to that coffee shop? I'm trying to look for it. It says Elevation, but if you can just send me over.
Let's see if I can find it here. Is it Elevate or Elevation? I thought it was Elevate.
I don't know. There are a couple of things. Elevation Coffee Roasters. I'm not sure if that's the one you're talking.
Elevation Coffee Roasters. That's exactly it. It's let me just, because they have a couple locations evidently. Let me get the right one for you. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I hate on this that they don't. Oh yeah, it's North Lake Boulevard. It's actually considered Tampa, but that's not really Tampa. So I'm just going to share this with you.
That'll be great. Yeah.
And I'll be there, 10 o'clock, right before 10, obviously, because to get us set up. We meet at places like this. So that was one of the things before you came. We've got a bunch. Let me make sure that you got that, Renuka. We now have a bunch of agents down your way. So we're going to also add Brandon or that area, South Shore, to once a month we do what we call a roundup. Instead of having everybody come here, we go out to where you guys are. Because let's be honest, I know you came across that causeway this morning. Wasn't that a lot of fun?
No, I'm never doing it again.
Never doing it right. Not at that time.
No.
I mean, if you come middle of the day, it's better, but right, and exactly right. So a lot of our agents, like Renuka's here, she's from like where our old office was in New Tampa. It doesn't make sense. And that's why we're on Zoom. And that's all good. We can do pretty much everything on Zoom, but there's nice to have that face to face. So we do second Tuesday of the month, we do Newport Richie, which I love because it's 7 minutes from my house, maybe, depending on traffic, maybe 5. We do fourth Tuesday of the month, we do Lutz. And I think we're going to put in third Tuesday of the month, and we'll find a place over by like where you are. Because we got you there. We've got 2 or 3 other agents that are over that way. Like we have an agent in Valrico. We have another agent that's near Brandon. I think we have one down. Oh, we have another one in Riverview. So we'll be doing that. And again, for you guys that normally come here, like our Clearwater girl sitting across from me, we'll of course always be on Zoom, and you can, come here, put it on Zoom and whatever else. And of course, for you guys like Renuka, when we do that one, if you want another week, it'll probably only be 15, 20 minutes down 75 to get, from one to the other. Like I got a couple people that'll do both Lutz, and like Mackenzie could do Lutz and Newport Richie because she's kind of in the middle of, she's in Trinity. So it's there for you guys if you want it, and that's what we're trying to do. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you.